Hi, I'm Lisa Lavender. I'm super excited today. I'm Chief Operating Officer of the Restoration Technical Institute and Berks Fire Water. And we're going to do a video on lessons learned from peanut butter and jelly. So let me start out by, first of all, there's nothing more that I like to do than feed people to show them my appreciation, love, and care. And did you ever notice that a peanut butter and jelly that somebody else made for you with love tastes really good? So we're going to surprise the crew today and deliver them brown bag lunches with peanut butter and jellies made with love. Here's another lesson. I'm going to be working with my business partner of over 21 years and who also is my husband of 27 years. One of our secrets to successfully and usually happily working together and staying married is that we stay in each other's lanes, don't step on each other's toes. But today we're going to do this task together and practice collaborating. And Ted, who believes he's an expert on peanut butter and jelly construction, is going to control himself and work well with me. We're going to talk about preparing for the task at hand, the importance of quality supplies, gathering all the right tools and equipment, and then lastly, we're going to talk about process and how to efficiently assemble over 60 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. There'll be lots of RTI tips in there for you, and Ted's going to give you all his peanut butter and jelly secrets to success. We like to say, start with the end in mind. So we prepared our surface, gathered our high quality supplies, and the tools needed to deploy the task. Ted, tell us about some of our supplies and tools.
Well, that's one of the first steps. If you want to make a great peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you need to have the right tools and supplies in place. We start out with here different sizes of spoons we have, spreading knives and things like that. So you need to select the proper ones, and also depends on the type of containers you have. Obviously, this spoon is too big. It's not going to go under a scoop, it's not going to spread good, so that one's. Then you have the plastic spoons, which are good in a pinch. However, they do break if they're not good and strong. So I would take that one out. The smaller plastic one, a little bit heavier duty. It'll work good in a pinch, but we have some better options here. Plastic knife also, they can break. Now, if we look at some of the carving knives, do we really need that spread peanut butter? You potentially get cut, so we'll take those out. The option of the steel blade butter knife is perfect for spreading peanut butter. The spatula, not so good. The spoon is when you'll need it when you have a jar or a cap of jelly that you ought to scoop out. Obviously you won't need that for the squeeze, so you can pick which option you want, and I'll show you some different pros and cons of which one to use on that. So now that we have our two utensils, we have our products, peanut butter and jelly, we're going to talk about the different types of breads and why the napkin or paper towel is used, and then the bag to seal the sandwich in, and actually the lunch bag to carry the product. We'll get started there.
And Ted, I want to add something there. This per ounce costs a little bit more because of the container, but we can drastically improve efficiencies by investing in this particular jelly.
That is correct. And the application of this, you can squeeze out the exact portion you want on the piece of bread. And you don't have to worry about any peanut butter contamination of getting into your jelly or vice versa, which is very important if you want to make a second batch.
Cross-contamination! So apparently Ted's going to critique my handiwork by providing open and constructive feedback on my workmanship. Go ahead, Ted.
Although it was efficient the way you made the peanut butter jelly sandwich, and you were able to produce a lot of them in a short amount of time, which is a good thing, especially when you're making 60 of them. However, if you're gonna do it right, you might as well start out the correct way.
Of course, your way is the correct way.
Well, not necessarily, but I do have 50 plus years of experience of making peanut butter and jelly. I've been known for people to tell me I'm an expert. But hey, I'll leave it up to them and the next person that tries my peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Ted's an expert at everything.
We're going to show you an example of some of the things that she did, and it's a very easy test. One of the things when you apply your peanut butter, you want an even coat. One of the ways you can tell this is you just take your knife, scrape across the top of it. If you have excess peanut butter on it, you know you put too much. So let's just scrape across here. Oh my gosh, that's almost enough to make another peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So we've lost several sandwiches already that we could achieve with the correct application of peanut butter. Next, we'll take a look at the jelly. The jelly is not bad actually, not too bad. But if you notice, we got chunkers of jelly. You want that nice and smooth. Here's another problem you have. The jelly on the outside edge. When you wrap that in that paper towel, guess what you get? Jelly bleed. And that makes it a mess. Put it in the bag, and when the customer pulls it out, they got jelly all over their hand. So we want to be careful with that as best as you can. Another thing you'll notice on this one here, if you can see this one, we have a jelly glob on the table and the paper towel. Now when you fold it up, what's going to happen? You're going to have a jelly bleed. And perfect example of the jelly bleed, you can see right through the bag. That means you've got too much jelly spots in there, and that's what we want to try to avoid.
So you're saying, Ted, that I sacrifice quality and care for speed?
Yes, but you didn't sacrifice love because you're making
I did. They also have love.
That's
there is a little slop. It could impact the person eating the sandwich.
That's correct. Pull the sandwich out, big globs of peanut butter, jelly bleed through it. It's not going to be a very good presentation, and it's not going to be an exceptionally delicious peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And that's what we want to achieve. We want that person coming back after the end of the day and saying, by God, that was the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich I ever had in my life. And that's what we're trying to achieve. Just like you do in all your work that you do. You want it to be exceptionally good, perfect every time. So a good example of how to make a proper peanut and jelly sandwich with the proper application of the peanut butter and jelly. If you notice on the bread, we'll get 2 pieces of bread out. We'll start with our peanut butter. With an even spread that you do, get out to the edges. So every bite you have, you got a taste of peanut butter. Very important. And you don't want too much. Nothing's worse than a big glob of peanut butter and not enough jelly. If you notice, those other peanut butter and jellies have very thick peanut butter. So that peanut butter looks delicious there. Now, pull a portion of jelly. You'll learn the right amount to go on there, which is about right. Then we'll get that spread. There again. Spread that out good. Sometimes you just move in the center to get it evened out, get the clumps out. Then you start working it out to the edges. Get them out there. And that way you got a good blend of the peanut butter and jelly. Every time you take a bite, it's going to taste the same. I'm using a paper towel. A couple of reasons for that. That's your plate when you go eat your peanut butter and jelly to keep it nice and clean. When you're in the field, when you're working, hands may not necessarily be clean, so you can grab that sandwich like that. That's your handle. And also, more importantly, when you wrap that bread with the paper towel, it controls that moisture, keeps it nice and fresh. And then you have a perfect sandwich 4 hours later when it comes to lunchtime.
We assembled all these sandwiches in about 30 minutes. You'll notice we added 2 people and we were able to still be effective. If we added 1 more and went to 5, it may have been just too many and it would have decreased the efficiency. The key to being able to add those 2 people is everybody knew what the objective was. Everybody was cross-trained on all the steps and knew the order of operations. We were a great team and we are gonna feed an army.
To do a taste test. Cheers.
How is it?
Absolutely delicious. The perfect amount of peanut butter and jelly combination.